It's 2 a.m. You're replaying that conversation from 3 days ago, word by word. What you said, what you should have said. Your brain won't stop looping. The Stoics had a name for this trap. And a way out. This video will show you how to stop overthinking like a Stoic, not by thinking positive, not by distracting yourself, by understanding what your mind is actually doing and how to take back control. Here's the mistake. People think Stoicism means just don't care, suppress it, move on. That's not Stoicism. That's avoidance. Marcus Aurelius overthought constantly. Read his journal. The difference: he had a system to stop the spiral before it consumed him. The Stoics understood something modern psychology is just catching up to. Your thoughts aren't the problem. Your relationship with your thoughts is. Marcus wrote it simply. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That includes your own thoughts. When you replay a conversation, you're not analyzing it. You're re-experiencing it. You're giving a memory the power of the present moment. The Stoic move: treat the thought like weather passing through. Here's the first lesson. Recognize the loop. You can't stop overthinking if you don't notice you're doing it. Most rumination happens on autopilot. You're in the shower, suddenly you're rewriting last week's argument. Picture this. You're driving home. You start replaying a text exchange. Your chest tightens. You're not driving anymore. You're in your head. The moment you notice the loop, say it out loud. I'm ruminating. Not as judgment, as observation. Marcus called this stepping back. You're not your thoughts. You're the one watching them. Second lesson. Ask the dichotomy question. This is Marcus Aurelius' core practice. The fastest way to stop overthinking. Ask yourself, is this in my control right now? You sent an email that came off harsh. You've reread it 50 times. You're imagining your coworker's reaction. The email is sent. Their reaction is outside your control. What is in your control? Sending a follow-up, or doing nothing and focusing on your next task. Marcus would say, stop trying to control the uncontrollable. That's the definition of suffering. Third lesson. Set a rumination timer. Marcus understood that the mind needs boundaries. Here's a practice that honors both Stoic discipline and human nature. Give your rumination a time limit. You're obsessing over whether you offended someone at dinner. Instead of fighting it, set a timer for 10 minutes. Think about it fully, write it down, examine it, then stop. Your mind wants to chew on problems. Fine, give it a window, then redirect. This isn't suppression, it's discipline. Marcus wrote, confine yourself to the present. The timer helps you do exactly that. Fourth lesson, use negative visualization. Overthinking is often fear disguised as analysis. What if they're mad? What if I ruined it? Marcus practiced something called premeditatio malorum. Imagining the worst-case scenario to rob it of its power. You're spiraling about a job interview. I sounded stupid. I won't get it. Okay, imagine you don't get it. Fully. What happens? You apply elsewhere. You survive. You're not homeless. You're not worthless. The worst-case scenario is manageable. Suddenly, the loop loses its grip. Because you've already been there mentally and survived. Marcus wrote in Meditations, nothing happens to any man that he is not formed by nature to bear. He rehearsed loss, rejection, death. Not to be morbid, to be free. When you've mentally survived the worst, the present moment stops terrorizing you. Fifth lesson, shift to the view from above. Marcus used a technique he called the view from above. Imagine zooming out. From your room to your city to the planet. Your awkward comment at lunch, invisible. You're replaying a Zoom call where you stuttered. You're convinced everyone noticed. Picture yourself from space. One person, one moment, one conversation in a life of thousands. In a world of billions, this isn't minimizing your pain, it's contextualizing it. The loop survives on inflated importance. Perspective deflates it. Marcus wrote, how small a part of the boundless and unfathomable time is assigned to every man, for it is very soon swallowed up in the eternal. He wasn't being nihilistic. He was being realistic. Your rumination is trying to make a moment infinite. Marcus reminds you it's finite, and that's liberating. Here's what makes this different from modern advice. Most people tell you to distract yourself. Go for a run, watch Netflix. The Stoics say no. Face it. Then train your mind to let it go. That's the difference between coping and mastery. Now let's make this practical. Here's a 5-minute exercise you can do tonight. The Stoic Rumination Reset. Step 1. Write down the thought you're looping on. One sentence. I said something awkward to Sarah. Don't elaborate, just name it. Step 2. Ask the dichotomy question. What part of this is in my control right now? Be honest. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's sending a follow-up message. Write it down. Step 3. If something is in your control, decide what you'll do. I'll text her tomorrow and clarify. If nothing is in your control, write that too. This is outside my control. I choose to let it go. Step 4. Imagine the worst case. She's mad and never talks to me again. Then ask yourself, can I handle that? Write your answer. The answer is almost always yes. You've survived worse. Step 5. Close the journal. Say out loud, I've thought about this. Now I act or let go. This is the Stoic commitment. Thought without action is rumination. Action or release is wisdom. Marcus did this every night. He reviewed his day. He asked what he could have done better. Then he let it go. He didn't carry yesterday into tomorrow. Neither should you. Here's the truth most people miss. Overthinking doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But the Stoics knew you don't have to live in your head. The conversation is over. The email is sent. The moment is gone. What remains is your choice. Loop or let go. Marcus spent his life at war, leading an empire, losing children, facing betrayal. And still he wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not the absence of bad thoughts, the quality, the discipline, the training. You can read 1,000 Stoic quotes, or you can practice one technique tonight. Write down your loop, ask the dichotomy question, imagine the worst, then close the book. That's Stoicism. Not in theory, in practice. If this helped, subscribe. I'm breaking down one Stoic principle every week. No fluff, just practice. Drop a comment. What thought loop do you need to break? Let's talk about it. Next video, how to stop people pleasing without becoming cold. See you there.